What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work through the ranks and through the teams and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. We're a pretty decent team for F1 2013, driving as the Lotus team, and if you want to find out how we got here, if you have missed any of the previous episodes, then go click the card annotation in the top right hand corner of your screens. There will be a card annotation up there for you guys for the whole playlist, and you can pretty much go catch up with everything that you have missed. But after 4 rounds of the 2013 season, we are currently 5th in the drivers' standings, thanks to a 8th in Australia, a 4th in Malaysia, non-point scoring finish in China, and then a win last time around at the Bahrain Grand Prix. 41 points on board at the moment, same amount of points as Kimi Raikkonen, but we're currently in 5th place, which is a McLaren seat for F1 2014, but we want to try and challenge for the top 4, either get a Mercedes, Red Bull, Williams or Ferrari seat for 2014. Emails going into today's race. We've got teammate challenge data, which we are pretty much drawing with Kimi Raikkonen. He's just beating us on podiums, out-qualified and fastest laps, which I believe we could probably come back at him on podiums, not at fastest laps or at out-qualified, but we'll wait and see what the rest of the season has in store for us. Race results data, don't really need to worry about that. We were slow, but the race strategy got us the race win thanks to a safety car. First win of the season, I'm very happy with that. And yeah, let's move on from the race win, go over to the Spanish Grand Prix. It is raining during the race, but sunny during the qualifying session, and it's also going to be raining during practice. We are actually going to be doing the practice session for today's race and all 3 qualifying sessions, so without any further ado, let's head over to the race weekend for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's one shot qualifying time here at the Spanish Grand Prix as we go round the final corner and down towards the line, putting it up into rich mix, and let's get this lap underway. We'll be looking to get out of Q1 and into Q2. Currently holding that Q2 spot is Valtteri Bottas in P16. I believe that's him right in front of me as well. So if we can overtake him on this lap, then it seems pretty certain that we're going to get his spot in Q2. He's going slow anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but we're going to go up the inside, down in towards turn 4 there, getting the job done. So far, we are purple. We are fastest through Sector 1, which is pretty decent, which means we are also 3 tenths up on Valtteri Bottas' time. So far through Sector 2, still 3 tenths up on Valtteri Bottas, but currently not the fastest man out on track. But 3 tenths up on the Q2 time at the moment, I will take that. As long as I get into Q2, I'll be happy. And through the final corner now, what is the time going to be good enough for? We need to beat a 1:23.9. Will it be enough? Yes, it is. Smashed it into Q2, P12 at the moment. We know we can improve on that lap time, and I am very, very happy with that. Valtteri Bottas gets through in P17 with, gets knocked out in P17 with John McLaren joining him as well, and then it is the back marks of Jules Bianchi, Charles Beek, Max Chilton, and Guido van der Garde. Right, can we get into the top 10 shootout for the first time this season? Let's find out. Here we are then in Q2 for the one-shot qualifying lap through the final corner once again. We did pretty well in Q1, got into P12, which isn't too bad. We'll be hoping to improve on that, get into the top 10 and get into Q3, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Nico Hülkenberg currently holds on to that P10 position, so we've got to beat him. Through Sector 1 at the moment, 1 tenth down on Nico Hülkenberg's time. It's not good enough at the moment to get into Q3, but there is still the rest of the lap to go. Plenty of time to pick up the pace. Okay, now it's 7 tenths down on Nico Hülkenberg's time. It's not good enough at the moment, but Sector 3 is actually where you can make up quite a decent amount of time. So, let's see if we can get it through the technical twisty section, through the final sector of the track. Here we go, through the right, then through the chicane. Need to get the car slowed down for the left, then the right. Power down now, losing the back end a little bit, running it wide. That's losing us a bit of time there. I don't think it's going to be the cleanest lap, and I don't think it's going to be enough to get into Q3. It's definitely not, but whereabouts is it for Q2? That's not too bad. P12, not too bad. Not quite on the pace with Paul di Resta and Nico Hülkenberg, but we beat the likes of the Williams and the Sauber of Esteban Gutierrez. So it's not too bad. Not too bad at the end of the day, but I suppose it's not good enough because we need to get into Q3. There's a huge old gap, though, between Kimi Raikkonen, or well, Jenson Button, and myself. There's only 4 positions separating us. So yeah, that's a little bit strange that there is such a huge gap, but missing out to Nico Hülkenberg by quite a bit, showing just the pace of the top 10 guys, unfortunately. But going out with me is Paul di Resta, myself, Pastor Maldonado, Adrian Sittel, Esteban Gutierrez, and Daniel Ricciardo in P16. So, starting from P12 on the grid, can we get some points in today's race? Let's find out as we head over to the race for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's race day for today's Spanish Grand Prix, starting in P12 on the grid. The rain is chucking it down at the moment outside, so it's going to be 73% chance of rain. So that means the rain should ease off as the race goes on, but we're just going to have to wait and see for that one. Teammate challenge once again. Kimi Räikkönen out qualifying us. It's 5-0 at the moment. We're getting close to Kimi Räikkönen beating us completely on one of them, you know, flat out. So we need to stop that. We need to stop Kimi Räikkönen from getting any more out qualifies against us. So we're just going to have to wait to see on that one. Race strategy for today, pitting for the wet tyres once again on lap 8 of this 17-lap race. Going to go for aggressive fuel strategy for this one. Save the fuel at the start, and hopefully when it gets drier, then we can go more aggressive at the end of the race. We just have to wait and see those. So nothing else really to talk about. Starting in P12, 73% chance of rain. Pole position went to Fernando Alonso at his home race, so well done to him, with Nico Rosberg second and Sebastian Vettel in third. Right then, nothing else to talk about, so let's head down to the track and get today's race underway. Pole position went to Fernando Alonso for today's race. There he is in P1 with Nico Rosberg second and Sebastian Vettel third. Kimi Räikkönen ahead of me in the field, unfortunately. Whereabouts did he actually qualify? I didn't see that. I think it's definitely P8 or higher. I'm not entirely sure, but the lights coming on now. It is 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix. It is lights out and away we go off the line, and it's a very terrible start in these wet conditions. We're going to use some curves now to try and get the jump. Maldonado, look at that, lightning quick there from the Venezuelan down in towards turn 1. Can we pick any gaps in towards this corner? Gonna have to try and brake later, and the other guys be very brave on the braking, especially as we cannot see. Picking a gap between Perez and Räikkönen, but unfortunately just could not complete the move as we lost the back end under traction. Through the right hander now, turn 3. Massa's out wide. Can we get the position on the Ferrari man? Down in towards turn 3. Side by side with Felipe Massa, who's weaving his wheel all over the place. Up the inside of Räikkönen, who goes into the back of Sergio Perez, running our teammate out wide. Losing the back end all over the place. My driver throws his hand up in frustration, even though that was kind of my fault. But we get the job done on Kimi Räikkönen. Perez runs it out wide, loses the back end. Very similar to what I'm doing right now. Felipe Massa trying to get past us. But there we go. After all of that, we come out in P8. Good start so far in today's Spanish Grand Prix. Can we push on from here, though? Oh, engine is red hot after the start of that Spanish Grand Prix. It's going to cool down now, though. We are in rich revs at the moment, but that's only because, you know, we want to push as quickly as we possibly can at the start. But losing a position there to Felipe Massa because of a terrible line through the hairpin, but managing to get the job done. That was a great overtake through that little kink of a left-hander. It looks like Nico Hülkenberg and the Force India have followed us through. Kimi Räikkönen also losing out because of that, and still just trying to hold on to P8. Closing on Perez for P7 and just sort of see what we can do. But we're not liking these wet conditions at the moment. We are struggling quite a bit as Nico Hülkenberg is right on my tail. He might go for a move down in towards turn 1, taking the inside defensive line to Nico Hülkenberg. He's on my left-hand side. Will he complete the move? No, he won't. So I'm going to move back over to the racing line and get the job done. Okay, the rain is easing off at the moment, so it could be intermediate tyres very, very quickly. We're not too sure at the moment. Jeff said he'll let me know as he knows. So hopefully it is better than F1 2012. Remember back to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix where it went from intermediate to dry conditions, and he didn't let me know. I had to look at what the other drivers were doing. I had to spot what Fernando Alonso was doing behind me before he actually let me know that it was time for dry tyres, unfortunately. So hopefully that doesn't happen here today, because I am struggling. I am holding on to 8th place by the skin of my teeth at the moment, and if I come in one lap too late, I'm going to lose that position. Okay, I'm going to come into pits on this lap. If the rain is going to improve as the race goes on, wow, that just shows I definitely need to come into pits on this lap. Look at my tyres. Look at my tyres. They are gone. I've just got no acceleration. No acceleration at all on this wet track. It is time to come in. We are going to be coming in for wet tyres anyway. We'll be coming in for intermediate tyres within the next couple of laps. So it is going to be another set of wet tyres right now, and then a set of intermediate tyres later on in the race. But wet tyres for now. That's going to put us way down the field in P18. Hopefully, we can get the jump on the other guys who are coming into the pits in the next couple of laps. But I'm not really too hopeful about it. I mean, it's going to be close. We may get back up into maybe about P11 or P12. Hopefully, they hold each other up as they go down in through the pit stop phase. But yeah, it's quite unlikely that we are actually going to have a decent pit stop and come out exactly where we were However, we do now have some decent grip on our tyres. We can turn into corners a lot better. And hopefully... Okay, and the rain is expected to stop in 10 minutes. So hopefully I can go on to a set of intermediate tyres at the end of the race. Go a lot quicker than everybody else. And, yeah, get some decent points here today. I'm gaining on Charles Peak at the moment, though. So what can I do on the Caterham driver? Down in towards the hairpin. Just going to dive it up the inside. So much slower than myself. Drifting it into the corner. And there we go. Job done on Charles Peak. Moving up into P18 once again. And hunting down the guys who I was battling with earlier on in the race. And they should be coming into the pits on this lap. Right, so who is into the pits on this lap? And whereabouts are we going to come out? Kimi Räikkönen, that was one guy, of course, who we were battling with. We have got out ahead of my teammates of Kimi Räikkönen in P13 at the moment. But there are still a lot of drivers still left to come into the pits. We're going to have to wait and see whether we rejoin back in P8 or not. Okay, then the other drivers coming into the pits on this lap. So, whereabouts am I going to come out after the pit stop phase? Will it be back where I was before the pit stop? Yes, it is. Back up into P8. That's what I like to see. Right, back down into limits. We're saving that fuel for later on in the race. Good job as well, as we've actually just got down into -1 lap of fuel, which is not what we need. But the leaders, way out in front of us. Sergio Perez probably like 19, 20 seconds ahead of us right now. Don't really care about him too much as long as we beat our teammate and as long as we get in the points. Okay, it looks like the rain has eased off quite a bit now, so it's going to be time for the intermediate tyres in today's race coming into the pits on this one. Just like when we came into the pits last time around, we have really overextended this final chicane. Not a good job, but we are going to become... Look at the grip levels. That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Really struggling for grip at the moment, but into the pits we go. Lean mix, fuel, and tyres. We need to go intermediates. Make sure we go onto the right set of tyres. Kimi Räikkönen's going to lose out a lot of time. And I'm not too sure about Nico Hülkenberg. Right, who else come into the pit lane? It's double stacking it. It's a 3.2 second stop. A good pit stop there from the Lotus crew. Unfortunately for Kimi Räikkönen, it is not a good pit stop for him. He's going to be way down the field. But onto the intermediate tyres. We're still going to be keeping it on limits because I feel like we could be going on to dry tyres right at the end of the race. And if it's anything like races that I have seen before, I think it may have been 2013 Belgian Grand Prix. In the first time we did the Rags to Riches, we switched over to the dry tyres very late on and we actually won the race. So maybe, just maybe, something like that could happen here today. We'll just have to wait and see though. Okay, I think it has stopped raining out on track at the moment. So it's only going to be a matter of time before it's going to be time for the dry tyres. It's not quite dry tyres yet. You can still see that the track is got a lot of moisture on it at the moment. There is a dry line forming, but it is not strong enough to run on the dry tyres. So we're going to have to wait it out. Going to have to just hold on for a little bit longer. Hopefully, the dry tyres will come into effect on lap 15. That's when I'm hoping to make the switch over. If I can switch over on lap 15, the AI drivers won't come into the pits, and hopefully we can get a really, really good position in the race. Do you know what? Let's take the gamble. Let's take the gamble. The intermediate tyres at the moment are doing 124s. I reckon it's time to come in for dry tyres. I'm going to make the gamble. I've got nothing really to lose, so let's do it. Let's come into the pits for a set of option tyres all the way to the end of the race. It could be the wrong time. We've done this before. It could be the complete wrong time to come into the pits for dry tyres, but let's wait and see. It could be an amazing decision. It's probably not going to be that way, and I've probably made a terrible choice, but at the moment we're in P15. We're not going to lose out too many positions. All we're going to lose out on is 4 points. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. 4 points means absolutely nothing. So, let's see what these dry tyres are like. Are they good enough? Down in towards turn 1. No. They're definitely not time. It's definitely not time for the dry tyres. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Come on. Dry up, quick. Dry up now. Come on, please, please, please. Please. No, we've made a terrible decision coming on to dry tyres. It's... yeah, no, it's definitely the wrong compound. I was thinking maybe they might start gripping now, but no. Definitely the wrong compound. And I am going to finish now in 18th place. Ah, I made a boo-boo. I definitely have made a huge error here today. No, no, car, please. Just stay on the track. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? There's no grip in these tyres at all. Oh, sorry, Vettel. I was not looking. I was too busy trying to see how much my engine's going to blow up in a minute. Because I am revving these tyres. Look how cold they are. Stone cold at the moment. Oh, that was not a good decision. That was really not a good decision. I should have just held on for P8 in this race. I can't even hold on to a hairpin. Look at that. I'm going like 30 miles an hour and I still can't grip. Oh, no. Go on, Webber. This is just like the F1. It's Charles Beek. It's not even Webber. It's Charles Beek. I've just been overtaken by a back marker. Jules Bianchi. Yep, go on, sir. Go for the overtake. I'm just going to take the old Spanish Grand Prix line. Just going to go through here, even though it's going to cut up my engine. But it's probably faster than if I took it normally. Alonso dropped down into P2. Not a good result today for him. Still a better result for still a better result than myself, so I can't really judge. But hang on a minute. The tyres are warming up. Are they? Is it time for dries? Let's go into Rich Mix. Let's see. Is it time for dry tyres? Down in towards turn 1. Braking before the 100-meter board. Nah, it's still not time for dry tyres. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is the point? This is just like F1 2010 Spanish Grand Prix, where I made an error. And no, I didn't make an error actually in that race. I was just really, really slow. Now I'm really, really slow and have made an error. Oh, I've been lapped already. I'm going to finish last. This is just literally Spanish drift right now. It's drifting in Spain. Dry tyres, wet track. I've done the challenge. You know, I don't need to do this again. Oh, no, no, drifting. Oh, I'm so sorry. Guido, no. Jeff, mate, Jeff. Do you think I haven't discovered that intermediate tyres are probably the best tyres right now? Do you think I'm that dumb? Oh, no, it's the end of the race. Yes, because Sebastian Vettel finishes and he has lapped us. Oh, come on. We cannot lose to Guido van der Garde. He's got no front wing. Come on. Come on. The battle between the wrong tyres and the no downforce. And looks like the no downforce is going to win. Come on. Tyres, just grip. Come on. Do this for me through the final corner. Come on, tyres. Grip. Grip. Let's get him. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. We're closing in. We're closing in. Let's get him. He's coming into the pits anyway. It's a sprint to the line. Who's going to win out of me and Guido van der Garde? There he is on my right-hand side. Yes! We did it! We got P21. Get in. P21. I don't know why I'm so excited about P21. Oh, no. That was just a terrible result. At least Kimi Räikkönen didn't score any points, though. Even though I shouldn't be saying that my teammate scoring no points is a good result, because we want to get as many points for the constructors, but at least he hasn't got more points than me in the championship, and I'm still going to hold position over him. But that was just a dumb decision. I saw my name in lights, to be honest. I wanted to go for the glory. I wanted to go for the similar race that I had at Belgium in F1 2013 in the first Rags to Riches, and, you know, go onto the right tyres at the right time, put in the laps, and really catch up to the rest of the field. But it just wasn't meant to be. It just really wasn't meant to be today. And, yeah, I guess, yeah, okay, we lost out on 4 points. We were running in P8. We could have got 4 extra points here today, and that might have helped us. We'll have a look in a sec where that would put us in the championship if we did get those 4 extra points here today. But in the end, it results in P21. Not quite last. We overtook Guido van der Garde mainly because we made a mistake run off the track. And as we lost the back end coming back onto the track, we kind of crashed with Guido, which I feel bad for. But at the end of the day, he's only a back marker. So who really cares? Who really cares about Guido van der Garde? But going through the race results, Sebastian Vettel wins today's race with Fernando Alonso in 2nd. Jenson Button in 3rd. Nico Rosberg in 4th. Mark Webber 5th, Lewis Hamilton 6th, Sergio Perez in 7th, Felipe Massa finishes in 8th with Nico Hülkenberg 10th, and Adrian Sutil getting the final championship points here today with Kimi Räikkönen just missing out on the point position in today's race. Drivers' Championship then, where would it have put us if we got those 4 extra points? It would have kept us in P5, would have kept us ahead. Oh, no, wouldn't. I don't know what I'm on about. That's an 11-point gap. What am I on about? Definitely would have kept me in P5. Would have kept me in P6, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It might matter as we go to the end of the season. If we lose out on the championship by 4 points, I'm going to be gutted. I'm going to be absolutely gutted. If we lose out on anything by 4 points, I'm going to be absolutely gutted because we could have got 4 extra points here today, but we'll have to wait and see for that come at the end of the season. It's a long old season. We've got 23 races in this season, including the classic tracks as well. So there is a long way left to go to get some decent results. Lewis Hamilton, though, leads away 1 point ahead of Sebastian Vettel. So it's very close between those two. And Nico Rosberg is only 10 points behind those guys as well. I'm in P6, which at the moment is a Force India seat, I think. Yeah, Force India seat for F1 2014. And just ahead of my teammate Kimi Räikkönen. Quite a bit of a gap, though, between myself and Felipe Massa, so that is pretty decent news. Constructors standings then, and we are still in P3. I thought we would have lost out to Ferrari after that race, after Fernando Alonso and Felipe Massa both scoring points at the Spanish Grand Prix, but we hold on to P3. Pretty decent results still. Quite a bit of a gap, though, to Infinity Red Bull Racing and Mercedes. So it looks like P3 is the goal for the season whilst we are driving for Lotus. Remember, we could have a mid-season switch if a good team comes up, but we just have to wait and see for that one. But that is it for today's Spanish Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on today's episode. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Formula 1 content. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I will see you next time at the Monaco Grand Prix, the jewel on the F1 calendar. But until then, it's goodbye from me.